let's talk a little bit about, since this is music on the run, you've been on the road most of your adult life, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You
That is true.
always look great. How the hell do you do that?
Um, Moderation. Moderation in everything. Moderation in stress.
Mm,
Moderation in doing too much of good or bad things.
hmm
Just moderation and balance. You know, before I get stressed about something, I'll just pick up my guitar. My guitar is my therapist. It is my outlet. It is my stress reducer. It is, even though it also is my work. It also is my focus. It also is my, my bank. My
True.
instrument is many things. Discipline. My dad was Army, and my mom passed when I was 11, so I became, his, lieutenant and sister mom and everything else because I'm the eldest of seven. So he kind of put that discipline thing in me without me really knowing that he was kind of, well, you're responsible. so
Wow.
so sometimes, just having that in my spirit and hearing his voice saying, do everything you can, but do it in moderation, but take care of your body first, because it's the only one you have. So, with that in mind, I have my fun, but I have my chill, but, you know, just moderation and balance and discipline. I guess that's it for me.
To you, well, that's a word to the wise. I'll tell you that. I don't even know how to say the word moderation.
Yes, you do.
You know I don't.
That's not
See,
true.
now Kat knew me back in my drinking days.
Oh,
You and I had a couple cocktails together, but
yes, we did.
I didn't have that moderation word, and I don't have it now because I'm either going to run no miles or I'm going to run a marathon. I'm either going to have no ice cream or I'm going to have a gallon. I wish that I understood the concept of moderation. I'm still young enough to figure it out.
Well, if you listen to your body, it will tell you. It will give you the big warning. Don't do that.
Warning, Will Robinson, warning.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it depends on how, and I know this sounds crazy, but how body conscious you are, because, the body is an amazing creation, and it will speak to you if you're listening now. If you're intent on crashing it into the wall.
Right. Do you have do you have a routine when you're on the road? I mean, you've spent so much time recently in Europe, or am I correct? With Zucchero?
Yeah. I've been working with him off and on for 12 years now. Yeah. Sleep. First of all, sleep, water. Those are the maximum things. And I have green days where I'll just, and I'm not really a dedicated vegetarian, but I'll have green days where, I make sure that even my protein comes from something alive and green. Gotta have green days. I mean, as time goes on, you're able to bring the little bullet machines and the machines and stuff that you can bring and make your own shakes. And if you're, moving around and you're on a bus, at least you could plug in and do some juicing if they don't have it at the venue. But, there's a list of foods because I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2008. And besides, living clean and everything else, I then had to really boost my immune system. And that was one of the ways that I'm, knock on wood, still here. But I do, I do try to keep a list of foods that is my go-to list of, you need to eat these today or every day, because you need to eat things that are going to bring oxygen to your system, that are going to bring nutrients to your system, that are going to bring, okay. So, you're going to have a cocktail or wine or whatever it is you choose to do, but you got to feed your body the good stuff to be able to handle the not so good stuff. or the not so good conditions, or the constant running and traveling, or maybe the sleep deprivation. So I'm sleep deprived. I drink more water. If I know I'm not going to rest, I try to at least have some quiet time before the show and quiet time after the show. If not, I save a salad until after, rather than doing something destructive after, like big pizzas and blah blah blah. I will save a plate of broccoli and have that broccoli, or have that salad. The French eat their raw stuff at the end of the meal, which kind of works for me. So I'll have my salad after my protein, like away from it. Is a food combining kind of thing. I mean, there's a science to it, and a lot of people adhere to it. But when I travel, I try to eat fresh for wherever I am. I don't try to go, I'm an American and I need to eat McDonald's wherever I go because that's the only food I know. It's McDonald's. No,
I did that in my 20s. I was like, where am I? Where am I?
I don't really eat McDonald's here.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I don't really eat a lot of fast food here. So,
Sure.
only when I'm just forced and I'm on the road and I have to. But I cook so much. So,
you are a good cook, a great cook.
Thank you. Well, being home, has reintroduced me to my kitchen in ways that are not so good, because then I get in there and I get experiment and I like it. But of course, because I'm from a big family, I don't know how to cook small. So then I end up with lots. So my freezer is full of all these beautiful discoveries and experiments. I'm like, okay, that's good, but that's too much. So let me freeze some of it. So I got good stuff for later.
Right. So I hear you saying, if you're going to play, you got to pay by being good to your body.
Well,
so balance is really an important thing.
You're
You're on 11 when you're on stage, but you take time to meditate and chill out.
Absolutely. What meditation is, is key. There, even if I'm on the bus, I am doing it on the bus. People think, oh, she's sleeping. Oh, she's about. I'm, centering myself. Even if I'm on the bus in a bunk, I'm centering myself. Even when people are up and around, I'm making quiet space for myself. Even if I have to put these headphones on, put my music on, and nobody knows, if they think I'm sleeping, fine.
Right.
I'm my bunk is always full of books or iPads where I'm reading. I'm always doing that kind of thing. So I'm pretty boring on the road.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You lie.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm boring. I'm social, but I'm an introvert as well. So and I grew up with a love of books. My mother used to make us read to each other as kids, because she's like, 7 kids, 7 bedtime stories. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Right.
So she tricked us, and as soon as you learn how to read, then you read to your brother or sister. You know what I mean? But she had us reading Edgar Allan Poe and Shakespeare and all the poetic greats, and literature that's literature. She not the boy in the caboose. She had us reading things. I mean, when Halloween came, she found a recording of Vincent Price's The Raven from from Edgar Allan Poe. So she would play that recording, and nobody would come up to our house because
too scary.
We had jack-o'-lanterns, and she with the thing, the house looked all, and then you hear, said the Raven, nevermore.
He could recite "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" and scare the hell out of you.
And she would play that, and the kids would be scared. We were like, "Well, we know there's candy going to be at our house because nobody's going up there."
Yeah, more candy for me.
Exactly.
Kat, do you still work out on the road, or is that something that you don't necessarily do as much of anymore?
Absolutely, I have to, because those 20, 30 pound guitars don't get lighter over time.
Well, okay, so give us an example. Right. Yeah, I've got a little COVID sitting here. You realize that the camera cuts me off right here for a reason. I hope you.
Well, I saw some video footage of myself, and I'm like, ooh, I was kind of breathing there, and that doesn't look so good. But yeah, I have to keep my upper body in shape. I'm not ever in the best shape that I want to be in, but I definitely have to do something, for posture, for, stamina, for, upper body workouts. I mean, I've even, I have resistance bands, and I usually, take some free weights at least with me. And I've kind of worked out, and in a lot of European hotels, a gym is like, a bike
Yeah.
and a
I'm
treadmill.
Sure. Right.
They're like, hotel, gym? Why? We're in a hotel to relax. That's what, especially in the Italian hotels. They're like,
Right.
huh? But I've learned to take furniture and just, learn how to do asymmetric stuff to just make your body weight, make you work out. But it's very, very slow. It's not fast, because then you don't get any results. So yeah, I definitely try.
Got it. What do you think is the toughest thing about being on the road?
I mean, it's getting in rhythm to being there. If you don't want to be there, that's another thing. But if you know you're going to be there and you know what it is, you just got to get into the rhythm of being there and the rhythm of what it takes. And it's so different from your at home rhythm. If you're not able to switch and adapt, it makes people really cranky. But, I'm looking at this and I'm like, and when I get home, I'll have money to buy me time to then do this and get into that rhythm. You know what I mean? So it's a rhythm. It's rhythm balance. Here we go again. So when I get home, then I get a chance to write, to read, to go to a museum. And I do that when I'm on the road. Sometimes I get up early, and if I'm in a city I don't know, I'll go to a museum, or I'll go to a park, or I'll, go and have a coffee where they have a coffee, or I'll ask the hotel guy, where do you have breakfast on your way here? Where do you go for, if I want to see the place, I want to see it. I want to feel like I've been there, rather than just, if I have the time, and I try to visit as much green space. So I try to incorporate a little bit of what I do in this rhythm while I'm there. And, it also helps if you're, and I've been lucky to be out on the road with people I love and respect, and we all get along. And, some people you get closer to than others, and, everybody's got their own drama while they're on the road, their own families, their own this, their own that. And you just, you're gentle and open and honest and loving with each other. And, with the Italians, we had a horn section at one point. He'd take a George Foreman grill and make the most amazing bruschetta, with the,
really?
the bread with the toppings. He would take that grill and, we hit the stage, we get off the stage, take our showers, get on the bus, and he'd just be there chopping up stuff, and, one day we'd have, a portobello mushrooms bruschetta, or this or shrimp with the bruschetta, or, we came up with this, we found that, and we're going to add that to the bruschetta. I mean, he would just create, and, those guys cook and they eat, but it's all fresh stuff, and over that, some of the Americans dug it, some of them didn't. Me, if we stopped in a region or a town where, okay, this place is known for their salami, they'd get that salami. Or this place is known for their cheese, or this place is known for their olive oil. They'd buy 5 different olive oils, and they're like, okay, taste that. Now, taste this one. Now, which one is better? They would have more discussions about food.
Is that right?
Than they would about politics. They'd never talk about politics. It's like, what do you mean? We make the best this. No, we make the best that.
Take me, please. I don't want to talk about politics ever, ever, please. No.